without his
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishnah Pesachim, Parak Aleph, Chapter 1, Mishnah Gimel, Mishnah 3. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda says, Baitkin ar Arba Asar, we search for chametz on the night of the 14th. If you miss the night of the 14th, Arba Asar Shachris, you do it on the morning of the 14th. And if you miss that, Ubishas Habir, then you check during the time of beer, during the time that we dispose of the chametz. Now, as we have mentioned yesterday, and as we'll soon learn, that if the Chachamim said, the sages said, that you burn the chametz by the beginning of the 6th hour. So if, let's say, we know that when we deal with hours, when it comes to halacha, we have shois manius, which means, let me just read to you how they say it here. An hour in this context is 1/12 of the period between the beginning of the daytime and the end of the daytime, which varies according to the time of the year. For the sake of simplification, we'll use the example of a day that begins at 6 a.m. and ends at 6 p.m., in which case each hour is 60 minutes long. And the 6th hour lasts from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So the Chachamim said that the beginning of that hour is when we dispose of our chametz. If during that point of time, if during that hour, again, you missed before that, you'll buy your chametz during that hour. But once you hit chatzais, the midday of the 14th, then according to Yehuda, no more searching for chametz, because we're concerned if you search and you find, you may eat it. And at that point of time, it's a Torah prohibition to eat chametz. By the time, or to have chametz at least. By that time, after halachic midday, it's forbidden in Torah to have chametz. And you might land up eating it then, which would be a Torah prohibition. And therefore, he says, once you hit the point where the Torah says you can't have chametz, then already we don't. According to Yehuda, we stop searching. But the Chachamim say, Lo ibadak arba asar. If you didn't search on the night of the 14th, yivdoik ba'arba asar. You check on the 14th. Lo ibadak ba'arba asar. If you did not check on the 14th, yivdoik b'seich hamoyed. You should search during the moed, even during the yontif. That means even after the point of time where the Torah forbids chametz and onwards, you should search. Even we're talking about, that's B'seich HaMoed means. B'seich HaMoed means actually, again, during Yontif, during Pesach itself. And again, that would start from the point of time where the Torah prohibits, which would be from Chatzais, from midday of the 14th. So, Yivdek B'seich HaMoed, you didn't check on Erev Pesach, you check on during the Moed, during Pesach itself. Leibadak B'seich HaMoed, and if you didn't check during Yontif, during Pesach, Yivdek lachar hamoed. Check for chametz after Yontif. Why you check for chametz after Yontif? The answer is because if you had chametz in your possession over Pesach, it's forbidden. It's chametz shavuot Pesach, right? There's a decree, a rabbinic decree, that if you own chametz over Pesach, that it becomes forbidden for you to benefit from forever. And therefore, if you didn't search before Pesach, you better search after Pesach so that you can distinguish between your chametz that is permissible, your chametz that's not permissible. Now, umasha mishayer. Now, let's say you're leaving over chametz. That means you are checking for chametz on the night of the 14th, but you're leaving over chametz to eat while you can still eat chametz. Okay, you want to leave over some. So the Mishna says, Yanichena betzina, put it in a secure place, in a private place, which they explain private to mean should cover the chametz with a heavy bowl, place it in a secure box, or suspend it high in the air where small creatures cannot get to it. Okay. Also, they bring down it for the Mishabura. You should also make sure to put it out of reach of children. And the Mishnah says, Yanichenu b'tzina, place it in a private or protected place, so that you shouldn't need to search again afterwards. That means if you leave your chametz in a place that's not secure, and then, so you put some chametz there, and now you see some of it's missing. Okay, at that point, you have to be concerned. You can't just say, nothing happened. Something happened. And even though we said in yesterday's Mishnah, you don't got to worry about weasels, but if something's missing, then maybe it was a weasel, or maybe it was one of your kids.
Yeah.
So at that point, if you left it in a not secure place and some of it went missing, guess what? You got to do another bedika. If you leave it in a secure place and you realize something's missing, at that point already, again, secure was to be secure from the animals, from the children, and still something's missing. At that point, you can assume that an adult took some of it to eat. And therefore the Mishnah says, whatever you're leaving over after the bedika, you should again put it in a secure place so that you shouldn't have to check afterwards if some of it is missing. Have a wonderful day, good moed, and a wonderful yantif.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, very good. I got a question.